Hello. Time for Amiami Recap. I never finished September. I'll be branching into October in this one. Maybe it'll be most of October. I'm not too sure. Depends on how many figures there are. So we're picking up where we left off from last time, which was September 21st. There's a ton of stuff here, so I'm just going to get into it. So this is a banger to start off with, which is Furyu's Yoshitoku Dolls collab with Maid Dragon. I don't think I realized this with Kana, but for Tohru, I know she has like 3 scales by FOTS Japan, and that's it. So if you're looking for something that isn't more than a pile of garbage, this is the only one. And it's nearly $1,500. It's like simultaneously the funniest and saddest thing to ever happen. Like, oh man. I bet there's gonna be people buying this just because there's no other Tohru scales. It's... Someone wished for a Tohru figure and then the monkey's paw curled. Jin Mori from the God of High School. Did this show turn out good? I liked the first episode. I think it looks fairly bland. Like, a lot of this reminds me of what we'd see from Mega House. But his muscles definitely very visible there. It's not the worst thing ever, but it seems a bit expensive for what it is and how big it is. Very Furyu heavy to kick it off, I guess. This is Karyl from Princess Connect. This is some sort of New Year's kimono. It's fine. Actually, no, it's not. Her face looks bad. I think this angle especially just looks not great. The kimono looks a bit plasticky, like doesn't seem natural enough. I like the colors and the pattern. I just kind of hesitant on all the rest of the production. I thought this Ram was just by herself, and I'm like, yeah, a Ram figure without a Rem, but no, I think I forgot. Surely I've talked about this one already. The Ram looks basically identical, except she's pink. Kind of prefer Rem. I like her dress more. And a little bit expensive there. Oh, this is Siesta. I think I've made fun of her name before. This figure puts me to sleep a little bit. It just looks pretty boring. I'm not a fan of this black part on the dress. It just, again, feels very plasticky and solid. Her head and face give me doll vibes, which is not a good thing. Goodsmile back at it again with another one of these large and in charge Hatsune Mikus. I wasn't a huge fan of the Nendo version of this, but as the scale figure it is, I think it looks lovely. Oh, is it actually a music box as well? I think this music box is separate, but you can put it inside the base. So that knocks it down a few pegs from being like the most amazing thing I've ever seen to cool enough. I still like it a lot. I really like the transparent dress as well. I'm always a sucker for some transparency. And I think, like, from angles like this, it looks very, very elegant and pretty. From angles like this, it looks like God has betrayed us. But yeah, overall, I really like this. Usually I necessarily wouldn't recommend anything for this price, but considering the gimmick and how nice this looks, I think if you're interested, it might be worth picking up. Why do they do bases like this? Why even bother having the water there? Bruh. Bruh. This is from Kaguya-sama. I didn't know there was more than like 3 characters. This looks kind of boring, doesn't it? I like a bag. Do they have close-up? They do. Well, I like that. The bag looks nice. Can't say the same about the girl. This looks kind of boring, I guess. Maybe fans are hyped. Tsukimichi Moonlit Fantasy Black Disaster Spider? Well, it's one of the more tasteful ways of doing a spider lady, but I still hate it. I hate it a lot. Oh, you can take them off. Okay, this is nice. This is pretty. I'm scared, but looks okay. Hello. Yeah, Arknights. This one's by Goodsmile Arts Shanghai. I think they've done, what, like 3 or 4 at this point. The last couple of months we've gone over fire figures that just completely overdo the fire effects, and I think this is a lot without overdoing it. I really like the execution here. I think the composition is good. Maybe we can chalk a lot of this up to me just really liking the character design in Arknights, but I love this. It's sick. Base is nice as well. Ifrit's got a nice expression. I like the hair. This, I assume, is her weapon or something, which also has some really nice detail and colors in there. It's good. I like it. There's been like one Arknights figure I've been disappointed by, but the rest of them, all of the prototypes looked really good, and this is no exception. Kito Sentai Iron Saga Slowkai Fairy of the Moon. I feel like I've said that name before, and it still feels like gibberish. I like the transparency of the scarf, but I think there's just too much transparency here where everything sort of just blends together into a sea of pastel. Little lean going on. It's not a huge lean, but could be. Overall, I think it looks fine. At least it looks interesting compared to some of the other stuff we've already seen that's similarly priced. Haruhi. I forgot about this. I saw it when I went up for pre-order, and I'm like, wow, really? They're doing a Haruhi figure? Are they bringing the light novels back? Is the guy gonna finish it? I love Haruhi. That story is great. Oh, she's got different faces. Oh, she's got different arms. Oh, this is good. It's very simple, and I know I harp on about that on other figures, but when it's a character I like, it's okay to be simple. I think the price is fair enough considering she has both the crossed arm and the pointy arms. Like, I'm actually not even sure which one I prefer more. I think they're both really cute. But yeah, this just looks really clean, really vibrant. If they can nail the little bits of shading they're showing here, then I think it's going to be very, very nice. Why is this part of the Katakawa collection? Does Sony own Katakawa? Anyway, this is Saber Ultria Lily Festival Portrait version, which basically means she's cute and she has balloons. The balloons are okay, I just don't like the logo they've got. I think the sculpt looks pretty nice. I think they've done a good job of making the dress feel very flowy and dynamic. So I'm happy with this. There's nothing about it that I dislike. I just don't know how many people are gonna care. Like, if you already have 10 Saber figures, are you gonna want one where she has balloons? I don't know. Like this old ass Spider-Man. Wait. Where's there a fella? Takara Tomy are putting out a 1/8 scale Yayorozu figure. I don't know if this is just by Takara Tomy or if they're getting Belfine to do it. Did Belfine do these other looking ones? Anyway, I think her face here looks really, really ugly. I'm really not huge on like any of her skin tones here either. I think the whole thing just looks pretty cheap. Like, other than what they're doing on her suit, there's not a whole lot to get interested in. This is maybe the only angle I like it from, which is probably the intended viewing angle, but from any other angle I feel like it kind of falls apart. They're still making Gotchi Usa stuff. This base looks really weird. Is it supposed to be clouds? What's with balloons recently as well? I don't know, I don't like the sculpt. She looks a bit too small. I don't like the seam lines in the base. Her head looks way too big for her body, but I think that's just how it is. I don't really like this one. It just feels off to me. Funny Nights with Mysterious Heroine X Ulta. Jeez, these names are getting long. I thought I liked this, and then I looked at the face, and she just looks dead inside. I think the outfit is really cool. Photos like this make it look really, really, like, edgy. But I feel like in real life it's just gonna look a little bit weird. Especially the pose where she's kind of just like, nah. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong about this, but it seems kind of weird and, like, oddly cheap, which might be a little bit sus. Ooh. I mainly just like the base and these effect parts. Ooh, that's actually, like, some really nice weathering on this shoulder pad. I really wonder how much effort they'll put into making that look work. I think this figure just has a lot of contrasting elements. Like, I don't think that old metal stuff goes with the anime girl, and I don't think any of that goes with these very vibrant blue effect parts. I sort of like 2/3 of those individual elements, but I don't like how it all comes together. Punch in the air, I love this. This is this Stardust Vocaloid thing again. I just really, really, really love her character design. What can I say? I like purple. I like this base as well, it's fun. I wish more things came on bases that were that shape, or at least fun, different shapes. For what this is, I think it's very, very well priced. Possibly too low. The more I look at this, the more I'm gonna fall in love with it. I love that face so much. What the hell is this? Punishing Grey Raven? I'm glad they're not sponsoring me because this looked terrible. Alright, I don't think it's like terrible bad, but I really don't like that face. And this whole thing just feels very stiff and cheap. And the poles for these guns or laser cannons, whatever the hell these are, they just look kind of sad. And Punishing Grey Raven Company, if you're watching this, please sponsor me. I will shill for money. So in lieu of that, I may as well plug my CD Japan affiliate link. If you would like to buy Punishing Grey Raven, Leaf Ryuko, or any other figure from this video, please use my link in the description or in the pinned comment. If you do make a purchase on CD Japan, even if it's not whatever the hell this is, I'll get some money from it, and you'll probably save on figures. Back to non-shield mode. Nani? A 20,000 yen E-Stream figure? What world are we living in? That being said, like $200 for an idol figure is still kind of pushing it, right? I do really like this dress though. I think the main pattern on it is really cool looking. And this like middle part looks like fuzzy. I think the color scheme is good as well. I just don't think it should be $200, but it is what it is. Looks pretty good, all things considered. Ooh. Yanks! Mythos are magicians. How are they charging 1,600 yen for this? I'd feel like I'm stealing. Ah, my god, look at it. Like, what? It's something else. I'm not sure what else is gonna come up, but I think this will definitely be my pick of the month. The one thing that scares me with this is the face. I think it's very easy for them to get both her eyes and her lips wrong. But if we all trust in Mythos, then absolute banger of a figure. It should be like twice as much. The colors on this figure is so weird. Why is there so much green? At first I find the colors really jarring, and I think that's because of the base. The more I look at this, the more I'm okay with it. Something about this photo in particular I just really like. I wouldn't buy it, but I like it. Dreamtech Asuna. This looks nice. This seems like one of the better Asuna figures recently, right? I really like this pose, and I really like the presence that she has just floating. I think having her hair spread out to the sides and her dress spread out to the bottom makes it look really good from a composition perspective. I think her face looks very simple, and I think that's sort of the same for the rest of the paintwork as well. That being said, I like the sculpt and this photo in particular so much that I probably just recommend it based off that. There's just something about this that speaks to me. Really nice colors as well. I think it looks great, and it comes out soon. Did I miss talking about this before? Because January 2022 is not a long time to sell your figure. Is this a VTuber? I'm convinced if VTuber merch doesn't sell out within like a day, it's gonna tank. What? Ah, cool. Oh, it's Mythos, of course. Oh, who's that guy? I like this spirit wolf thing a lot. I don't really care about the guy. He kinda looks like he's straight out of Gundam, and that's not a compliment. Damn, look at the details on his shoe. God. Ah, that is clean. I like the base, I like the wolf. If it's not a cute anime girl, my interest is like halved. Oh, the Shiva-Rin scarf is up for pre-order again. I nearly bought this, and then I realized I live in Australia, and it doesn't get cold ever. Oh, I forgot about female Melon as well. She's so precious. Please stop me from buying this. I shouldn't. Oh, look at that. Oh, don't let me pre-order this, but I want to so bad. I'm confused as to what this is other than something Billy adjacent. But that's a neat looking base. I'm not huge on either of these girls. I obviously like the gradient in her hair, but the rest of her outfit looks pretty plain. Also, it's 1.8, what the hell? I'm kind of confused, and I don't think someone's just randomly gonna buy this because it's so expensive. So I don't know how well it's gonna sell. I think it's interesting seeing Goodsmile branch out into something sort of Nendo adjacent, but still very distinct in its own visual style. And they're like really cheap. Maybe this is their answer to something like Pop Finals. I'm interested to see where this Hello Goodsmile line goes. Whether it's just gonna be like anime girls or if they're gonna expand it into like everything under the sun. Mahjong Soul. What is this, like a Mahjong bunny lady? Why are the pictures so far away? Does this actually look like that? Surely that's like photoshopped. They're not gonna put like stars on the inside of this dress, are they? Oh, I love the bunny on those shoes. What? From what I can see here, the figure looks okay. I wouldn't be against buying it, but I just don't know if it's gonna hold up, especially from Infinity Studio. Just no idea who they are. I don't mind it, but it probably seems a bit expensive. Finally, a B style I'm interested in talking about. This is Deku. It's weird that they'd even go with the B style branding here, but I guess it's by freeing. Look at him compared to the Nendo. He's gigantic. This is cool. I'm enjoying it just because it's large. So yeah, it's not bad. I just don't know if you want to spend this much over like the Grandista, which is like a tenth of the price. And then on the same day, they also put up pre-orders for Bakugo, but this is the Kotobukiya 1/8 scale from the Artifacts J line. I think this is a huge step up from Bakugo's first Artifacts J, in basically every way. I think the pose is much better, the base is really good, his costume's great. I just really like how dynamic this is. I think if you're in the market for a Bakugo figure, either this one or the S5 figure coming out from Sega both look really cool. Oh weird, there is a B-Star Bakugo. I don't really like his face in this. Obviously if you want a large Bakugo, you're kind of just limited to this, but either of the Bakugos I just talked about I think look better than this one, just from pose, effects, bases, everything. Everything just looks better in those ones. Yeah, they got Cuphead. Let's go. Dragon Quest fella? What the hell is this? How does this work? Is it this? Do you plug it in? And his hand lights up? I'm really doubting that it can light up his hand and his face this much without looking absolutely terrible. The rest of it looks fine though, pretty on par with Artifacts J, I'd say. I don't know, I don't really like anything from Mushoku Tensei anyway, so maybe I just hate it out of principle. Oh my god, it's Char Aznable from the Anti-Earth Union group.
I have come to you today as some lieutenant of the anti-union, anti-Zeon group. Stop the broadcast!
That's actually a really cool and unique idea for the base. Kinda concerned that there's not enough support on his back to like actually keep him up forever, but I think the coloring on this is really, really nice. I'm a fan, but maybe I'm just a bit of a Char simp. We're in stuff that's now like post-wonfes, and now my brain can't remember if I talked about this in the wonfes video. I remember saying this one's beautiful, and I still stand by that. The base just sucks. Oh god, jeez, what have they done to Sumi? What's wrong with her face? No, show me that. Show me her face. What? Ugh, what? She looks so wrong. Is anyone else seeing that? The rest of it is like, as I always go on about, there's just too much black, and it's just too much one shade of black. I've been warming up to Mega House's Lucreia stuff, but this ain't it, Chief. Mega House, why? I think I'm about to end this video and then Mega House is like, nah, dude, wait. You haven't ridiculed us enough this episode. Why go to all this effort to make this scene? And then you put them on a black disc. The shading here actually looks good. The poses work together well. And then they just completely kill the mood. And then they bring it right back with Pen. This is how you do it. This is good. Masato, Pen, Nice base. It's not just a black circle. This is more like it. I'm not huge on Masato's face. I think the rest of the sculpt looks passable. This looks fun. I'm surprised Masato doesn't get more love in figures. I like it just for Pen, even if it may be a little bit overpriced. For you and their goddamn kimonos and stupid shipping restrictions. Why can this only be sent to Southeast Asia? Not that I particularly care. I'm not huge on this base, but I at least appreciate that it's a neat idea. It's something new and different. You can always appreciate that. And this fella is going to be the last figure of this video. I really feel like I've talked about this one as well, but I skimmed through all my videos and I couldn't see myself talking about it. So this is a pretty unique looking figure for sure. And it reminds me a lot of Elementalist Lux from last time, where he's kind of got, you know, 3 or 4 different elements going swirlies around him. But he can put his hat on his head. Like, what? Why? He's chilling. I think because of that functionality, they've had to make his hair, like, really smooth so the hat fits, which that kind of sucks. But yeah, I really like these effect parts. I think the base is pretty cool as well. I don't like the male character. I don't care about him. And I know that's just a me thing. I'm sure there'll be someone who's like, oh my god, I love, Wang Yi. Wang Ye? Fang Ho Kuimen. Sound like John Cena trying to speak Chinese. I'm sorry for destroying this language. Anyway, I better get out of here before I embarrass myself too much. This recap has covered the last third of September and the first third of October. Hopefully in a few days I'll have the last 2/3 of October, and then I'll be back on schedule for monthly Amiami Recaps instead of whatever the hell this 20-day cycle has been. Anyway, you know what comes next. If you like the video, make sure you hit the like button. And I'd appreciate it if you do subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And this has been the Ando Experience. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.